Hello and welcome to the Amazon Simple Email Service Deliverability Learning Series. My name is Manoj and I am a technical account manager here at Amazon. I help customers understand and adhere to email deliverability best practices, primarily focusing on getting email messages to recipient inboxes. Amazon SES is a cloud email service provider that can integrate into any application for bulk sending. Senders from small startups to large enterprise accounts can use SES to reach their customers, but getting messages to the recipient's inbox over the long term can be complicated. We hope these videos help you understand the complexities of successfully delivering email to your customers and recipient inboxes, understanding deliverability best practices, and what mailbox providers expect from bulk senders is the key to getting messages to a customer's inbox. In this session, we will cover the different kinds of email feedback and show you how to spot trends and leverage aggregate data when you don't have access to standard signals like complaint feedback loops or engagement data. In previous Deliverability Learning Series video, Monitoring Email Feedback, we reviewed monitoring email feedback with a focus on bounce and complaint feedback. Today, we are going to review those areas at a higher level, and additionally, we are going to look at additional feedback monitoring just common complaint and bounce data. In today's privacy-driven email world, senders need to use additional data points to analyze their deliverability successes and how to more effectively reach their recipients and customers. First, we will go through the standard email feedback metrics, then we will dive into supplemental and aggregate data you can use to gauge your sender reputation and program health, focusing on what matters most when you don't have access to traditional feedback and engagement data. Monitoring feedback is essential for maintaining a healthy email program as it helps identify campaigns that may be too aggressive, too frequent, or irrelevant to certain recipients. Understanding the source of complaints, whether from mailbox provider, feedback loops, or direct abuse reports, is crucial for reducing future spam complaints. Though unsubscribes are better than spam complaints because it is showing recipients trust your unsubscribe process. Both metrics highlight the importance of sending relevant permission-based content to sustain long-term customer relationships. Effective list building and hygiene strategies require monitoring recipient engagement through opens, clicks, and other behavior indicators. Inactive recipients should be removed from active mailing lists to maintain high quality lists and segments. This eliminates the likelihood of things like email addresses that are transitioned to other users or turned into spam traps and honeypots from getting onto and staying on your active mailing lists. Next, we will review how to enable complaint feedback. The primary mechanism for complaint feedback is through standard feedback loops defined in RFC 6449, where mailbox providers send complaint data directly to senders. SES does provide complaint data in the SES console and can be ingested as event data through other AWS services like Kinesis, CloudWatch, and SNS. For examples, SES also has a feature called Virtual Deliverability Manager that is an out-of-box dashboard that allows for deep diving into complaint sources and metrics. One of the major considerations for SMAP complaint levels are that rates typically need to stay below 0.3% to avoid deliverability risk. In today's email landscape, senders need to stay aligned with the bulk sender requirements for complaints. Some mailbox providers like Hotmail and Yahoo offers their own FBLs, while some mailbox providers like Gmail dashboard complaint data through Google Postmaster tools or their own Postmaster dashboards. Universal feedback loops from third-party vendors can cover multiple providers simultaneously and are typically publicly available. And we recommended evaluating if providers within those universal feedback loops are part of your recipient mailing list. All senders should establish abuse at the rate and postmaster at the rate addresses for direct feedback handling, as complaints are among the most critical factors mailbox provider consider when routing messages to inboxes, spam folders, or blocking them outright. Complaint monitoring is essential for understanding both who is complaining and why they are complaining to maintain program health and high deliverability for your email program. Next, we will discuss monitoring engagement data and its importance. SMTP response data provides critical, valuable information for email deliverability analysis, as bounce messages often include specific codes indicating whether errors are permanent or transient, along with detailed reasons and mitigation steps. Typically, 500 level SMTP responses indicate a permanent failure, such as blocks due to repetition and invalid recipient bounces. 400 level SMTP responses typically indicate a transient or temporary reason for bouncing, such as mailbox full or temporary totaling issue. Understanding whether bounce result from infrastructure issues, configuration problem, or broader program challenges allows sender to focus efforts appropriately. For example, DNS record adjustments can quickly resolve authentication issues, while spam or engagement problems require more comprehensive solutions. Monitoring bounce data early can prevent small issues like throttling and transient errors from escalating into large deliverability programs, including complete blocking by mailbox providers, making proactive bounce management essential for maintaining sender reputation. User engagement metrics like opens and clicks are crucial for building positive sender reputation. These metrics indicate recipient interest and help mailbox provider determine message routing to inbox, spam folder, or blocking entirely. While ideal open rates vary by industry, typically starting around 20% for marketing messages, factors like complaints, unsubscribes, and non-engaged recipients can impact deliverability and cause delays or spam folder placements. Engagement metrics can tell different stories depending on context. Low complaints paired with low opens and clicks often signal spam folder placement, not better performance. Meanwhile, complaint rates near 0.3% may still land in the inbox if open rates are high, likely 40%, proving strong recipient engagement. It is important to try and stay below the 0.3% complaint rate, as that is part of the bulk sender requirements set by Gmail and Yahoo, with several other mailbox providers also aligning with this general best practice policy. Next, let's take a look at monitoring bounces. Email sender reputation comprise primarily domain and IP reputation. However, the email industry is increasingly emphasizing domain reputation, requiring utilization of dashboards and tools like Google's Postmaster tools, Yahoo's Sender Hub, and Hotmail's Smart Network Data Services to monitor reputation states. These are examples of tools provided by mailbox providers to offer insight into placement and engagement data, along with some trend analysis to identify sending behavior that may have caused reputation degradation or deliverability issues. Email service providers often offer additional deliverability tracking tools like Amazon SES Virtual Deliverability Manager. These type of Deliverability tools and dashboard offer an out-of-the-box solution for data surfacing, bounce analysis, trend monitoring, and DNS record verification to catch trends early and help identify authentication needs for long-term email program health across marketing, transactional, and bulk communications. By utilizing these tools and following trends, especially when aligning with your bulk mailing campaigns and initiatives, you can be more successful and consistently land in your customer inboxes. Lastly, we are going to review a few other key performance indicators and sources of feedback that could be applied to your bulk mail program. We have talked about the most common sources of recipient feedback to bulk emails, but there are also other external tools available that can give you insight into mail program. If your emails have call to action links that drive recipients and customers to the websites, apps, or portals to sign in, monitoring those areas of activity coupled with active email engagement is a great sign that you have engaged customers. Having supplemental data points like web and app activity is a strong sign that your recipients are real, active, and most importantly engaged with the messages you are sending them. With privacy features that allow recipients to hide their engagement activity that have been introduced to the email world in the past few years, it is important to be able to monitor those areas such as web and app activity, especially if that is where your email messages are sending your recipients during their message journeys. In conclusion, aligning with common best practices for sending email and aligning specifically with the mailbox providers you are sending bulk email to is the best path to successfully delivering to those domains. When delivery problem occurs, it is usually the result of misalignment of those best practices. This includes monitoring every aspect of your email and utilizing the tools and dashboards provided by major mailbox providers such as Google Postmaster Tools, Hotmail's SNDS, Yahoo's Sender Hub. It is critical to be monitoring your performance and understanding how your message delivery and engagement is trending and how recipients are reacting and interacting with your messages. By tracking and monitoring all available areas of feedback from an email perspective, senders can confidently communicate with their customers and implement the feedback received to create a long-lasting sender to recipient relationship for your mailing lists. It is important to consider the customer journey from point of sign up to actual sending the messages and what the best experience is for your customers when it comes to your bulk email program. This is end of the Amazon SES Email Deliverability Learning Series focused on monitoring email feedback. If you have any comments, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you for your time.